Yo, I know this is like repetitive, same shirt, stuff like that, but you gotta make a lot of videos a day. Dang, that guy's living the life. Riding a bike, suit, he's wearing a suit, riding a bike, going to work. That's like end goal, end goal, you know what I'm saying? Getting a streetcar, bike, multiple real estate investments. But right now, we gotta figure out how to make a bunch of money now. You know what I'm saying? So let's get real for a second here. So digital marketing, you could do it zero cost startup, right? You would eventually have to pay for a subscription using AI tools and so forth. And you also have to be a good salesperson, right? Which I am. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at selling products. I'm good at that. I'll give it that. So what we're gonna do, right? I'm gonna offer. So I'm gonna go and find some small businesses, right? Go around to small businesses, walk in, talk to whoever's working. You could even ask for the manager. If you want to market yourself and your creativity to small businesses, you first have to find something that you're good at. So my thought is to create logos and short clips, because you can do that with AI software technology that you can download within the apps on your Apple Store or Play Store. So that's what I did on my phone. I've been experimenting with that with my videos. I've been putting them into software to edit them and see what I can really do with it, without paying subscriptions, right? Without putting any money into it. Okay, so it's all free, seeing what I can really manipulate and what I can get done. So that being said, the next step is really to go to these businesses, kind of scout out businesses, small businesses, walk in. You don't have to buy anything. You just ask them about the store. Ask them a little about the store. Look at their advertising. Go online on their social media platforms. See what they have going on. Do they need help with social media? All of that, right? And then you can really design yourself to be able to sell yourself. The only problem that I see right now is liability, right? So whenever you're offering any kind of service, product, anything like that, whenever you're selling to other people, no matter what it is, you should always have an LLC and not only to keep your name safe, like for me it's True Speed, right? That's my name, right? That's my business name for everything and anything. So it's really good to have an LLC so nobody can steal your name. And on top of that, if something does happen, some kind of lawsuit or any problems, right, you're not getting sued on a personal level, they're suing your company, right? So that's a huge thing to keep in mind that I also forgot about, and this will probably be turned into a video. So hang on, I'm flipping the other way. There we go. There you guys go. Okay, so yeah, because we're going on 3 minutes or so, and a short is limited to 3 minutes. So yeah, so what we're probably gonna have to do is, I'm trying to think how this works. So we could do digital marketing, right? I'm talking to you guys and explaining all this because eventually somebody will look at it and actually watch it and be like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because a lot of millionaires don't actually tell you how to do it. So I, with little experience, as far as like the business side of things, still getting to learn all of it, is I'm like walking step by step what I'm doing. So scouting out business is the first thing, right? Well, no. Technically, download the apps, find the software you like, right? And don't just download it. Experiment with it, right? Make sure you know how to use it. Make sure you can actually make it work, right? So the first thing is download the software. Make sure you can use it, right? The second thing, get a name, right? Calculate how much it's going to cost you to get an LLC so you're secured that way, right? The third thing, scout out businesses, right? Let's say even if you're not ready, like I'm not ready, but I've already started scouting out businesses because they'll learn your face, they'll learn what you are, who you are, how you dress, all of it, right? So, like, for example, I'm going to start taking you guys with me when I can get a few more things equipment-wise, but I'll start taking you with me when I go to talk to some of these businesses just to learn the business. Because what I'll do is introduce myself. Hi, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm curious about your business, how you started, what it is, and what kind of marketing. And then as the conversation leads into it, right, a lot of people can interview people, right? I see YouTubers do it all the time. They go in, they interview people, and that's it. That's not, how is that helping people, right? Yes, you can repeat the things over and over, but me, no. I'm gonna go into these businesses, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm an entrepreneur looking on ideas how to become more successful, right? You always say more successful. You never say successful, because then you're setting it out there that you already are selling something. Now it's either a product or a service. They don't know, but that's immediately going to intrigue them, right? It's all about how you word things and how you approach people and how you conduct yourself, right? So if I go into a small business and I'm like, hi, I'm an entrepreneur, I'd like to know a little bit about your business and how you started and, you know, that stuff as well. So as soon as you start that conversation, halfway through that conversation, there's going to become a point where you can offer your service, right? So you're going to be like, well, either they'll ask you, be like, what are you currently doing? Because you said you want to be more successful, right? So somewhere in that conversation, either they will ask you or you turn it into a question that they are kind of forced to ask you, right? So you always want to put it in their ballpark and distinguish between, you know, you want to bounce back and forth. So it's like selling something, right? So we're talking, right? But I'm an entrepreneur. I'm interviewing this business to see how they are doing, how they started, you know, what it's about to, you know, really be able to accomplish something like this, you know? And if you walk into a business, most people working at the cashier or even the managers don't know this stuff, right? So the biggest thing is to ask them what they think, right? So if you're going to try, let's say I go on Planet Fitness, I ask for the manager, I'll be like, hi, I am a digital marketer. May I speak to your manager about possibly offering some advertising, right? I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I would like to explore this area as far as editing, marketing, digital marketing, social media, etc., right? That's just going to start a conversation immediately. You know, you can either come out with your service or you can get them to talk and then offer your service, right? So offering your service would look like this, right? You're talking about entrepreneurship. You're talking to most likely either a business owner, a manager, or somebody that's very successful, right? So, yeah. And then eventually they're gonna ask, well, what have you tried? What are you doing? And I'm gonna express the first thing that I'm trying is digital marketing. And then, you know, the first thing they're gonna do? They're gonna be like, show me. They're either gonna say, show me, or they're gonna be like, what exactly? Because digital marketing is a broad spectrum. And then you explain, right? And then by that time, you already got them hooked, right? So then all you have to do is tell them how much you would charge, right? Show them an example of your work, which is a portfolio, by the way, and I'm gonna show you guys how step by step how to create a pretty good portfolio, just so you know. And yeah, that's it, right? Super easy. Now you're like, well, if it's super easy, why haven't I done it yet? Well, that's because I am literally broke living on my truck. So that's why. But not necessarily true, because I've already started. Now here's the thing though. I've started, but I'm very limited to what I can record and show you guys, and uploading is very slow because, well, I have to find a place to do it and, you know, all that. So basically, the only reason why I haven't started doing it, I've started doing it, but you guys aren't seeing it yet on here because, well, I'm limited on time on how long I can record, where I can record, and all the above. But I will start making shorts, don't you worry. You subscribe and you continue to follow me and watch me, you will see as I grow and as I continue to do business and grow my business and continue to experiment. So yeah, that's it. It's a good question. Please leave comments, any suggestions you got, anything. If you're an entrepreneur yourself and you think of a business that you would want to try but you don't want to take the risk to do it, let me know in the comments. I'll try it, and if it works, you go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so yeah, our time's up. About 10 minutes. Not bad. Have a good one. And please follow, please subscribe, because one of these videos that I make might actually help you out a lot in your life.